Incoming message. Please pay attention. A Corp is always working for your well-being. Thanks to hunters and sentries, system violations are no longer a problem. The protection of your privacy and data is our highest priority. Thanks to our
innovative greetings, breachers. I got the package. I'm going in. This is the bridge preview. It's time to mess with A Corp.
Hello Breachers, this is Adam from Weekly Game Night, and today I have a pleasure to present to you The Breach by Ludus Magnus Studio, a competitive game for 1 to 4 players that is available on Kickstarter right now. I will put the link to the Kickstarter campaign in the description of this video below.
Breachers, if you want to fight the system, subscribe to Weekly Game Night channel right now. It's time for the new order.
Whoops, I think we had some technical issues over here, but let's move on. So, The Breach brings you sci-fi game with a hacking theme, and in this game you can expect a lot of character development, resource management, set collections, and boy, I'm excited because this game brings some fighting to the table, baby, and expect a lot of negative interaction, either by attacking other players, defending, or controlling ICEs, aka enemies, so you can attack other players or hinder other players' plans. So in this video, there is a very special presentation for you, and also Mr. Nobody will bring you gameplay basics, and me myself, I will tell you a little bit about what did I like about this game and what is so special about The Breach. So if you are ready, let's connect to the database. Boom!
Welcome to the Breach presentation module. In this module you will see the game elements included in the core version of the game. This game comes with 13 room tiles: tower, terminal, garden, cluster, research, and omega. You will use the game tiles to assemble the game map, aka database. There are 4 player interfaces included, and these are cool. Also, there are 4 breacher cards. And there are 4 avatars as well: Vitruvian, Sturm, Ego, and Myla. Each one comes with a different resource management sheet. In order to prepare your player interface, take your avatar sheet, place the code cubes in the corresponding boxes, take your breacher card, prepare malware deck, and put your special double-sided program card in the correct sleeve. Prepare your viruses tokens and place white cubes in the upgrade slots of your player interface. And finally, place your avatar model in your reconnection space. In the box you will find decks of cards including objective cards, rewards cards, the breach cards, and malware cards associated with each breacher and avatar. And also the game comes with Guardian, Seeker, and Bot description cards. These are so-called ICE, Firewall Control Defense programs designed to make your life harder. Each ICE, aka your enemy, comes with its own unique deck of activation cards. The firewall is represented by the firewall board. You will place double-sided ICE deployment tracks and ICE description cards on it. Also, you will place the firewall power die in the appropriate slot. And now it's time for some goodies, the miniatures of the bridge. The game comes with spectacular 2-component miniatures, 4 of them representing avatars, aka players. But that's not all. In the box you will also find 25 miniatures representing bots and seekers. And if that is not enough, there is also a badass Guardian miniature. And you can expect plenty more after the Kickstarter campaign is finished. Congratulations! You have finished the bridge presentation module. Now it's time for the gameplay basics.
Hey, psst. This is Mr. Nobody. Stay with me, rookie, and you just might be able to pull this off. Your objective is to obtain information specified on your objective card. Hey, focus. First one to do it wins the game. There are 3 ways to obtain informations. Infect rooms with your viruses, obtain a reward card and attack other breachers to get them disconnected and copy their informations. No hard feelings, it's just business. You will start the game by choosing your breacher and avatar. Next, prepare the database map. This is where you'll find the information you need. The game flows in turns. Each breacher resolves 2 phases. Phase 1, actions. Phase 2, net. Once all breaches are done, it's time for the firewall turn. It's when things might go south, so stay frosty, rookie. In the action phase, breacher can perform 3 basic actions: move, attack, or screening. Each time you perform this, you will be required to calculate action value and push 1 code cube of a given color to next box indicated by an arrow. With the move action, you can roam through database and reveal or activate rooms for various bonuses. Attack. Use your red cubes to attack bots or seekers for rewards or the breacher to get them disconnected. Screening. Stay safe at all times and screen action will keep you safe of viruses and threats. There are also other actions your avatar can perform. Configuration. Adjust 2 of your cubes or draw malware cards. Infect. Place your virus token into a room, but be careful. It comes with a price of higher database defenders awareness. Upgrade to get additional code cubes or malware card and activate a cheat, which will give you some free actions or will let you create a bridge, a backdoor connecting 2 previously not connected areas. Sneaky, huh? In the net phase, you will be able to perform configuration action, or if your viruses are present in the rooms surrounding the information, you might be able to steal it. Each time you steal informations, you will make your avatar more powerful by having more actions and configurations. Once all players are ready, it's time for the firewall to act, and the aim of the firewall is to stop all breachers. Each player will draw a card that will have subroutines showing what the ICE will do and advancement on the deployment tracks. You control the ICE, so have fun messing with other breachers' plans. But once breachers make too much noise, the powerful Guardian defense program will show up, and it's best to avoid him at all costs. He's a mean
Alright, we are back, and I hope you've enjoyed the game presentation and gameplay basics. And basically, so it goes, turn by turn, you will make your character more powerful due to upgrade actions and getting those bits of informations. And the game starts kind of slow, but it will end rapidly, as in the final turn probably you will be able to perform 4, 5 or even more actions. So be prepared, play smart, because there is no second place in the bridge. There can be only one breacher. You can definitely feel the spirit of Ludus Magnus Studio Productions in the bridge. In a way, it reminds me of Black Rose Wars with moving and using rooms, super cool player interfaces, and general production quality, because this is something that guys at Ludus Magnus Studio excel at, and I would love to focus a little bit on that. So, starting with high quality minis to immersive art and super cool interfaces and even some Easter eggs regarding their previous games. it all screams and shouts that this is Ludus Magnus, this is how we approach things, and it all clicks, it all just clicks. So the game looks amazing. To win this game, you have to obtain information shown on your objective card. And this is really cool because you will do that through stealing information, basically infecting room with your virus and stealing the informations. But as the game goes and there are not so many informations left in the database, you will be basically attacking other players to copy their informations, or you will be killing those ICEs in order to get some rewards, for example, half of the information that you need to win the game. And this is really neat, so the game kind of shifts from doing your thing on the map to all the war in the end of the game. So this is something that I really enjoyed. So you might expect a lot of negative interaction in the bridge, and compared to Black Rose Wars, these interactions aren't so direct, but definitely there will be a lot of player versus player fighting, using ICEs to thwart other players' plans, defending yourself. So if you are like me and you like fighting with other players, then definitely the bridge might be a game for you. But if you are more about doing your own thing in the game, then probably it's a pass, because you won't be able to survive in the bridge, because you would have to fight probably every single turn in this game. There is a very neat mechanics of resource management included in the bridge. So in order to perform more powerful attacks, movement or shield actions, you will have to manage your code cubes accordingly on your player interface. And I quickly learned that you should focus, in the beginning of the game, you should focus on upgrading your cubes, basically adding more cubes to your player interface. And I learned that hard way, actually by losing the first game, but it's a good thing to know if you will be playing the bridge. So I really like the character development in the bridge. Basically, with every bit of information you will get, you will become more powerful, you will be able to perform more actions, and of course with the upgrade action also your character will become more powerful. So there is definitely sense of progress in this game, and also you will have the feeling that the game starts maybe kind of slow, you are not that strong, even the ICEs might feel stronger than you. But as the game goes, you will have tons of actions and tons of configurations after your action phase. So believe me, at some point the game will gain pace and probably will end rapidly, as I mentioned in the intros to this movie. And that brings us to the gameplay time. And this is about 30 to 35 minutes per player, which is really good, I guess. So you get the sense of finishing big titles with 4 players within 2 hours, much like a root, so I really like that. So what about complexity of this game? So when I read the rulebook, I thought, okay, this game is hard, but as we played it, it turned out that there is actually several actions for you to perform, and you can focus on optimizing your turn, find the best solution for this particular turn, and pretty much that's it. So it's definitely less complicated than, say, Black Rose Wars. And what about replayability? So expect high replayability in this game, because it will be different every time you play it due to different map configuration, different ICEs you might encounter in the database, also different rewards, different ICE decks, game objective, breacher cards, player interfaces, so each time the game will be different. And last but not the least, no luck factor. So actually I like game with dice, and in this game there is only one dice for you to roll, and the result of that roll is not that important really. So you can plan the attack and there will be no dice rolling during the attack. And it's time for some final thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, I mean breachers. So long story short, did I like it? Yes, I did like it a lot. It's definitely my kind of a game. So The Breach is a full-scale sci-fi hacking game with tons of negative interactions, fueled by some great design, interesting mechanics, and immersive theme. It mixes up great production quality with some new fresh ideas to bring you this delicious cocktail. When I played The Breach with 2 players, it was more of a duel, trying to predict other player moves, especially in the end game, while this game really shines with 4 players because it's all about organized chaos, stealing informations, attacking other players, attacking ICEs, or using ICEs to attack or thwart other players' plans. And I'm really excited and I can't wait for the next content of The Breach, because probably you might expect other ICEs, guardians, player interfaces, avatars, and maybe some new mechanic to this already well-working game as well. So, as I said in the intro of this movie, The Breach is currently on Kickstarter. You will find the link in the description of this video, and pretty much that was it. I'm Adam from Weekly Game Night, and thanks for watching, and see you in the net.